From Studio A in sunny Florida, welcome to Beauty and the Beach Radio, where it's all about who's beautifying Vero Beach. Today's show is brought to you by Dale Sorensen Real Estate. And here's your host and glamour girl, makeup artist, Cindy Getz.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty and the Beach Radio. We hope you've had a great week, and you're going to have a greater week when you hear all the exciting things that are going on in Vero Beach. And guess who we have today? We have a little celebrity on our show today. It is our mayor. It is his first time to Beauty and the Beach Radio, and so we are thrilled to welcome him in the studio today. You guys, okay. Really, like, what does the mayor do, you say, right? Like, it's a great title, but they're the CEO of our town, right? Okay. Their role is to ensure the general welfare of the city. They oversee law enforcement, tax collection, waste collection, and of course, maintain the beautification of the community. And of course, that is so important to our town here in Vero Beach. Now, because this show is worldwide, if you don't live in Vero Beach, and maybe you're even in another country and you're like, where is Vero Beach? Where is this mayor residing over? You guys, it is Florida. Okay, it's in the middle of the state on the East Coast. So if you take Jacksonville and you take Miami, you slice it in the middle, that's where we are, right on the Atlantic Ocean. Amazing. We are waterfront. We actually have two waterfronts. We have the Atlantic Ocean, and then we have the Indian River Lagoon. We are so spoiled around here. We have a double whammy when it comes to water views here in Vero Beach. Just so you have a few facts, we are also known as the Hibiscus City. Beautiful, beautiful flowering plant that blooms here in Vero Beach. And our population city is around 17. He can correct me, the mayor, but around 17,000. And our metro population is around 170,000. And we are approximately, and by the way, a girl never shares her age, but we are going to share Vero Beach's age. They're around 100 years old, and Indian River County is going to be celebrating their 100th anniversary this June. So we look pretty good for 100 years old. So let me bring to you our mayor of Vero Beach. He is originally from Rhode Island. He spent over 40 years in the electronics industry, primarily in the semiconductor market. He was vice president of sales, marketing, and applications engineering operations for Shinko Electric America Incorporated. After retiring in 2018 and moving to Florida, John was elected to the Vero Beach City Council in 2021, and in November of 2022 was chosen by the council to serve as mayor, a position he continues to hold. He resides in Central Beach with his wife, Jan Williams, and his rescue dog, Roxy, which, by the way, and I'm sure his wife is lovely, but I didn't get to see a picture of Jan, but I'm a dog lover, so I did get to see a picture of Roxy, and what an adorable, adorable dog. Please welcome to Beauty and the Beach Radio, John Cotugno.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, John, I'm going to start out with a quote that I saw that you said. Okay, so here it is. This is from you. I have executed on my promise to be a new type of leader who listens to all of the citizens, takes fresh approaches to issues, and moves projects forward. As a member of the city council and continuing as mayor, I constantly reach out to various city stakeholders, listen to different opinions, learn what is needed by our community, and then knit together these differing opinions to build consensus and craft viable solutions. I love that.
Oh, thank you.
I love that. Tell me, John, what three things do you love the most about living in Vero Beach?
Wow, that's a good question. I think it's generally it's to people. Mm. When you live here in Vero Beach, you get to meet a diverse amount of people who have come here from all places in the United States. But you've also meet what I call the heritage people. People who've been here since the founding of the county. which goes back over 100 years. Vero Beach actually celebrated its 100th birthday in 2019. And you get to meet these, it's kind of like living history when you get to meet what I call the heritage families. Families that came here were the pioneers, started the citrus business, but even before the citrus business, this was a farming community. And you get to talk to these people, you get to understand the history of this place, how people were so important in the development of Vero Beach in the surrounding county, the history of how the county was formed. We were once part of St. Lucie County many years ago, and at one time was called Mosquito County, which is kind of an interesting thing to be called. And in how we separated to become our own county, how we progressed since that part, how Vero Beach was not the first municipality in Indian River County, it was actually the second, and how we became kind of an engine for what happened within our county. How we had a power company at one time. We still have a wastewater treatment plant and provide water. How we became the kind of nucleus and a focal point of developing the whole county. We now are the county seat, and also where the courthouse is located. And a lot of Vero's success going forward in its future, and how we've become the brand of Indian River County really has been because of a lot of forethought by our pioneer families and heritage family, in investing in community and investing in a future for the whole county. So,
and that's a tricky thing to preserve where we came from, but also advance. It's a tricky thing, isn't it?
It is. It's a very tricky thing. And to kind of butcher a quote that comes out of a novel called The Leopard, to preserve your past, you really have to plan for change. Mm-hmm. And that is what I try to do in trying to address some of the issues that we have within the community. And that's why I go out and thank you for using that quote. Go out with various members of the community, people who agree with me, and many people who don't agree with me, and what we're trying to. And many people agree with what we're trying to do, and not agree with what we're trying to do with the city, and trying to preserve the crux to who we are, mm-hmm. but also understand that the city is surrounded by a large population. Mm-hmm. You're correct. It's approximately 17,000 people. But there's 170,000 people in the county, but there's 100,000 people who use Vero Beach in their address. Mm. And that is both gratifying from the standpoint that people consider us, as I mentioned before, the brand of Indian River County, but also puts it's a challenge, and it's an opportunity and sometimes a burden also for the citizens that, we have great beaches. We have, in my opinion, the best beaches in the county, because they not only are they guarded, they're in areas where you can take your family and enjoy a day at the beach, and go out to lunch or dinner and still be at the beach, walk what we call Ocean Drive area, and you can enjoy that. We have the best boat launching ramps. It's kind of we are a boating community. We are, like you mentioned, we're on the lagoon, and that affords the opportunity for people to come over to the island side, launch their boats. And we also the cultural and entertainment hub. We have a SAG theater at Riverside Theater, which is, we actually produce shows there. We don't take road shows. We actually go out and produce, the theater produces their own shows. And it's highly supported by, in a nonprofit. It's a nonprofit theater, so it's highly supported by donations, and also people attend. And we have a world-class museum. The Vero Beach Museum of Art is world-class. It's undergoing a campaign now to expand, as is Riverside Theater, the theater I just mentioned. So all those things are in Vero Beach, and that causes a great amount of traffic.
And thank you, John, because we are going to educate you guys on all the wonderful things that are happening in Vero Beach. John is here to talk to us about 5 key things that he is working on to better Vero Beach, better your life. And we're going to start with the very first thing that is a huge topic. It's been a huge topic for quite a while. We're talking about the 3 corners. For those that are local, we're talking about the old power plant. Mm-hmm. But Cindy, if you'll roll the footage while John and I discuss this. So basically I'm going to set it up, John. It's a 38-acre waterfront parcel right here in Vero Beach. And of course, it's known as the old municipal power plant that's right near Amelie Loy Bridge or the 17th Street Bridge. So there's been a lot of communication about what it should be, what it can be, what it will be. So give us, Mayor John, the lowdown on what's happening right now with the Three Corners.
Well, this is a very opportune time to be on your program. So next Tuesday is the deciding day.
All right.
Decision day. We have 2 proposals that we are currently evaluating. The evaluation committee passed their opinion, I should say, on those proposals in March. They made a recommendation of who was 1 and who was 2. But the final decision lies with the city council, and city council will be meeting on the 22nd. So we have a very busy day on April 22nd. We have a regular scheduled city council meeting in the morning. We will then break, and approximately around 1:30 in the afternoon or so, we will have a interview of the city council. Will interview in the closed section. By Florida statute, it's closed. So we will interview both parties, not simultaneously, one following the other. And then we'll break again, and at 5 o'clock, there'll be what we call a special call city council meeting where the city council will discuss. Because of Florida's sunshine laws, the city council can't speak to one another during the evaluation process and so on and so forth. So what we have to do is have a time where the city council can then exchange their points of view and their opinions on these proposals and the developers. And that will happen at 5 o'clock. Then we'll have public comment at that time. And then the city council will vote on who they're going to select to go to discussions and negotiations with.
Are you able to give us that A and B plan? I know we're showing a film right now of some of the options, but are you able to kind of give us the
There's 2. I can't really discuss it in general because we're precluded from doing that.
Sure.
But there are 2 developers. One is called ClearPath. The other one is called Blue at the power plant. They've made excellent proposals. Right. They were part of the process originally, which was truncated because of an issue with one of the developers contacting the city council and through some communication, which is not allowed by the process. So we had to restart the process. And I believe we tightened it up. So now we're at a point right now where we'll make that final decision.
Okay.
On Tuesday. So it's a
big
good
deal.
timing. Yeah, it's between a $200 and $250 million project.
You know, I read that this site is considered the most valuable city-owned waterfront property on Florida's East Coast. Is that correct?
So far, we've made that statement and no one's corrected us. So
that is incredible.
So
it's a big
we'll
deal.
keep making it until someone corrects us.
There you go. All right. So we'll stay tuned for the Three Corners, and I just for people that don't live here, there's been proposals. I can say this just from hearsay that it should either be a park or restaurants or maybe condos or recreational area, just all kinds of wonderful. Actually, a lot of proposals of wonderful things for our residents to enjoy outside and possibly dining. So real excited about that possibility. The second thing we want to talk about that's going on that's exciting here in Vero Beach is One Water. Apparently, John, our wastewater treatment was built in 1958 and really has kind of stayed put since 1970, even though I think in the 90s we had kind of some kind of revamping.
Right, we did.
We need some big revamping. So tell us about the One Water.
So, it actually directly relates to the Three Corners, because without moving the wastewater treatment plant, which sits on the south side of the Amelie Loy Bridge, you would only have one corner. So you have to have 3 corners to have 3 corners, so we have to move that. So that's part of what we're going to be doing. So One Water is a concept that's been developed within the water industry in general of essentially taking water and using it, looking at water from a holistic standpoint of how you can not only process your water, but how do you treat your water, how do you distribute your water, and how do you maintain and that type of thing. So that's what One Water is about. We're going to be moving the wastewater treatment from the lagoon.
Which apparently had some flooding issues. So
Yes,
that's part of wanting to move that and rebuild.
Exactly. It's kind of it was a disaster waiting to happen.
Sure.
One bad storm, and we would have been a major polluter of the lagoon.
Yeah.
And we're going to move
That's a
that
big
over.
no-no.
Oh yes, it's a very big one. And we're going to move that over to the airport, and we're going to then tear down the current existing plant. And those 16 acres are part of your 38-acre scenario there. Those will be developed at some time in the future.
Great.
Okay, so
Great. And I love that whole holistic viewpoint of the water process and really trying to get it from A to Z in a positive way.
Right.
So.
And so that, the lagoon is a very important, estuary. It's a national estuary. Although Vero Beach is a very small part of it, we're doing, I think, in my opinion, more than our fair share, trying to clean up the lagoon as best it can, whether that's building it's $178 million, by the way, wastewater treatment plant, removing it off the lagoon, to things as reprocessing some of the water out of the main relief canal and actually pumping it over to John's Island, which is an area on the island, Barrier Island, and having them use that for watering golf courses and that type of thing, and replacing what they currently use as potable water. So, and all those types of things we're trying to do to do our part to get the lagoon cleaned up.
Love that. A lot of thought into that. The third thing, and we only have a minute before we go to break, but the third thing you're working on, Mayor, is revitalization of downtown area. I see possibility of increasing homes. Talk to us before we go to break about what the vision is there.
The vision there is to revitalize Pocahontas Park, which is kind of the gem of our downtown area. It hasn't been
given any love?
Yeah. Good. Thank you. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hasn't been given any love in a long time, and we need to do that.
Yep.
We began the process working in a private-public partnership with Piper. It helped us. They provided funds through our downtown Main Street, to help redesign the park, and we're going to be using that and also some design ideas we got from DPZ, who did a community development plan for downtown. So we're going to be looking at that to revitalize that. Also, add new lighting downtown, some new streetscapes, get involved with just brightening up downtown from a standpoint to show our shopkeepers and some of the owners of the buildings there some love. Okay,
love it.
To put
love
it,
it.
And to make it more of a destination spot.
Love that.
And that's it has to do with signage, has to do with a lot of things, and it's long overdue.
I love that, John, and I love our downtown. But yes, it could definitely, including Pocahontas Park, use a little love. So thank you for noticing that. We need to go to a station break. We do have two more really fun things that the mayor is working on. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Sunset Rotary Club presents Just Putzin' Around, sponsored by Millennium Cremation Service. Dinner served, prizes awarded, all for charity. Just Putzin' Around, Thursday, May 1st at Big Shots. Call 610-301-4879.
Evergreen Media is your go-to for podcasting. Business owners, boost your brand by educating clients with your own show. Just show up. We handle everything else. Get your custom video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and more. Start today at egreenmedia.com.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs, and all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal Coastal Living, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're also the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens and Polywood. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Right now, we're having a spring sale with lots of great markdowns and discounts on everything you need for your Florida home, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of brand name closeouts and sale items. And visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty and the Beach Radio. I'm Cindy Getz, your host, where it's all about who's beautifying Vero Beach. Our mayor is definitely doing that. He's keeping our community so beautiful. You know who else is keeping our area so beautiful, and that is Dale Sorensen Real Estate. Thank you so much for being sponsor of the show so we can have people like Mayor John on. So whether you're buying or selling a home, you can find them at 772-231-4712. You can also find them at sorensenrealestate.com. We also want to thank Varietals and More. They always make sure we have lovely beverages for our guests. You can find them at Royal Palm Point. And if you go in there and you find something delicious that you purchase and mention Beauty and the Beach Radio, you do get a 10% discount. So thank you, Varietals and More. We are wrapping it up with John Cotugno.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we are talking about the exciting things that are going on in Vero Beach. We talked about the three corners. We talked about One Water. We talked about the revitalization of downtown. The next thing, which is super exciting, we are talking about the airport. And one thing specifically would be Breeze. You guys know that. It's the new airline. And wow, because of that, I believe it increased the airport's revenue by 28%, which over last year. You can correct me on that. And it looks like it contributes over $900 million to our local economy, the airport in general. So
it's an economic engine for the whole county. Piper Aircraft is also located there, and the Breeze. It's a success story of over 80% load factors coming in. Where they even admit it. We're a prime reason why they've been so successful throughout their route system. 8 destinations. They fly directly out of our town. They're looking possibly to add a couple of more. It's a great relationship with this airline. Something that, we didn't actually seek this airline. They sought us out through their marketing surveys that we were untouched area. We had great potential, and they were correct. And, we have one of the busiest private airports, not only in Florida, but in the entire country. We'll be adding our own customs facility, which will be opening up, I will say momentarily. It should be opening up within the next 30 days or so.
Wow.
So the airport is a great economic generator, not only for the city, but for the entire county. So
and John,
it's a great place.
I hear positive all the time about the airport, about Breeze. Like, it is all positive. And one thing I learned, and I was blown away, that the airport is a huge employer. It has around almost 6,000 jobs. Now, that does include Piper, which is about a little over 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, but people don't realize that all the buildings, not all of them, majority of the buildings surrounding the airport are owned by the airport. So, like Walking Tree Brewery, the Indian River Distillery, they're all leased. I think they're all leased.
Wow.
Buildings from the airport, including the training facilities and the fixed-based operators. So all those people are indirectly support our airport, and they directly create a lot of jobs.
All right. Well, we are excited about Breeze, and thank you, Vero Beach Regional Airport, for making our travel so much better. We want to wrap it up. You were at the you were at the theater last night for an incredible show. The Riverside Theater and the museum, they're getting a facelift. We have about 30 seconds. Go.
All right. Well, the museum has got a $100 million expansion going on, which is fully supported by our city and our citizens. And Riverside Theater is going to add an entire backstage operation, and we're supporting that and working closely with them to get it done.
All right. So the council meeting is the 22nd, 5 p.m. for public opinion.
Yes, the public will be there as we make our choice for the three corners.
All right. See you there.